These weren't here.
Burn
Wait,
marks.
are those Brotherhood markings?
Must have spent a whole case of ammo holding this site.
Suppose that means we missed all the fun. No one's gonna move on this place now that the Prydwen's in town.
Hi.
Paladin Danse is waiting for you inside, Recruit.
Excuse me.
There's no time to waste when there's work to be done.
Cavalry's arrived, and it looks like they sent in the big guns.
Why did the Brotherhood send it here?
We call our ship the Prydwen. She's loaded with enough troops and supplies to mount a major offensive. If she's here, Elder Maxson's here. And that means we're going to war.
Who's Elder Maxson?
He's a dangerous man, that's what he is.
Maxson is the commander of this division of the Brotherhood of Steel. He's the model of what every Brotherhood soldier hopes to become. If we're going to war, I can promise you that he'll be leading the charge. That being said, you're about to get to know the Prydwen up close and personal. I've received orders that we're both to report to her immediately. Follow me up to the roof of the police station. We're going for a little ride.
Well, look who's back. I take it that area's clear?
Affirmative.
Looks like I got my surprise for the day. The Commonwealth won't be running out of vermin anytime soon. Take a breather if you need it. When you're ready, just say the word.
I'm ready.
All right. I'll mark the location on your map. See you when the target's clear.
Can't wait to see what you bring back. The location sounded very promising.
Good thing Dance's team sent that signal to us. Otherwise, they'd be on their own right now.
Unless you like getting radiation sickness, I'd stay away from barrels.
Carry food with you, or you'll end up eating some pretty questionable things to stay alive.
I can get used to this.
That minigun in front of you is loaded and ready to fire. If you spot anything hostile during the flight, I suggest you put it to good use. Make sure you properly identify your targets before you start shooting. We don't want to have any mishaps and fire on the local. The Commonwealth looks different from up here, doesn't it? It never ceases to amaze me how drastically your perception of the battlefield changes from the air. We're gonna need that edge when we take on the Institute. They've already proven that they're technologically superior, which means there's no telling what types of weapons they'll have in their arsenal. Hopefully, our air superiority and tactical know-how will make the difference. Now all we have to do is find them. And I'm betting that Elder Maxon will have a plan already in place by the time we arrive. Everyone down there believes in the cause, but they've been blinded by rumors and misinformation. They don't realize that the Brotherhood of Steel is the Commonwealth's last hope for survival. Every man, woman, and child below is in mortal danger. If we fail, it's only a matter of time before the enemy overwhelms the population. Cleansing the Commonwealth is our duty, and I will gladly spill my own blood as it ensures our victory. We're on final approach to the airport. The Prydwen should be coming into view just ahead. We'll be meeting Lancer Captain Kells on the flight. Stay close to me and answer all of his questions.
can get used to this.
That minigun in front of you is loaded and ready to fire. If you spot anything hostile during the flight, I suggest you put it to good use. Make sure you properly identify your targets before you start shooting. We don't want to have any mishaps and fire on the local. The Commonwealth looks different from up here, doesn't it? It never ceases to amaze me how drastically your perception of the battlefield changes from the air. We're gonna need that edge when we take on the Institute. They've already proven that they're technologically superior, which means there's no telling what types of weapons they'll have in their arsenal. Hopefully, our air superiority and tactical know-how will make the difference. Now all we have to do is find them. And I'm betting that Elder Maxson will have a plan already in place by the time we arrive. I wish everyone down there believed in our cause, but they've been blinded by rumors and misinformation. They don't realize that the Brotherhood of Steel is the Commonwealth's last hope for survival. Every man, woman, and child below is in mortal danger. If we fail, it's only a matter of time before the enemy overwhelms the population. Cleansing the Commonwealth is our duty, and I will gladly spill my own blood if it ensures our victory. We're on final approach to the airport. The Prydwen should be coming into view just ahead. We'll be meeting Lancer Captain Kells on the flight deck. Just stick close to me and answer all of his questions. There she is. It's been far too long since I've been aboard. All right, soldier. This is the moment when everything changes. I hope you're ready.
All ears.
Permission to come aboard, sir?
Permission granted, and welcome back, Paladin. Allow me to be the first to congratulate you on a successful mission. And is this our new recruit?
Yes, sir. I field promoted her to initiate, and I'd like to sponsor her entry into our rankings personally.
Yes, we've read your reports. You'll be pleased to know that Elder Maxson's approved your request and placed the recruit in your charge.
Thank you, sir. And my current orders?
You are to remain on the Prydwen and await further instructions.
Very good, sir. Ad Victoriam, Captain.
Ad Victoriam, Paladin.
Captain Kells.
So, you're the one Paladin Danse has taken under his wing. You don't look much like a soldier to me.
Looks can be deceiving.
Which is precisely why I personally insist on scrutinizing every recruit who boards this vessel. I've read Paladin Dance's reports. He seems to think you'll make a fine addition to the Brotherhood. You might expect an endorsement like that to grant you a great deal of latitude with us. But let me make one thing clear. The Brotherhood of Steel has traveled to the Commonwealth with a specific goal in mind. As the captain of this vessel, I won't allow anyone to jeopardize our mission, no matter how valuable they think they are. Understood?
Absolutely.
Good. That's all for now, soldier. Your orders are to proceed to the command deck for the address. After which, Elder Maxson wishes to have a word with you. If you have any questions, ask me now. Otherwise, you're dismissed.
Can you tell me anything about Elder Maxson?
Elder Maxson is the Supreme Commander of the Brotherhood. Without his tenacity and his vision, we'd still be a small group of complacent stragglers, occupying the Citadel and the capital wasteland. In a mere decade, he's grown the Brotherhood of Steel into a major military force. He's an inspiration to us all. Is there anything else?
Yeah. Where can I get power armor?
Only knights are allowed to wear Brotherhood power armor. And you're no knight. Not yet. Until Elder Maxson grants you that title, you'll have to make do with what you've got. Anything else?
What are my orders?
Your orders are to proceed to Elder Maxson's address, after which he wishes to speak with you. Anything else?
I don't have any questions.
Then I suggest you head over to the command deck immediately. Dismissed, Initiate.
Maxson is preparing to address the crew.
Welcome aboard. Elder Maxson is holding his address inside the command deck.
Brothers and sisters, the road behind has been long and fraught with difficulty. Each and every one of you has surpassed my expectations by rapidly facilitating our arrival in the Commonwealth. You have accomplished this amazing feat without a hint of purpose or direction. And most impressively, without question. Now that the ship is in position, it is time to reveal our purpose and our mission. Beneath the Commonwealth, there is a cancer, known as the Institute. A malignant growth that needs to be cut before it infects the surface. They are experimenting with dangerous technologies that could prove to be the world's undoing for the second time in recent history. The Institute scientists have created a weapon that transcends the destructive nature of the atom bomb. They call their creation the Synth. A robotic abomination of technology that is free-thinking and masquerades as a human being. This notion that a machine could be granted free will is not only offensive, but horribly dangerous. And like the atom, if it isn't harnessed properly, it has the potential of rendering us extinct as a species. I am not prepared to allow the Institute to continue this line of experimentation. Therefore, the Institute and their synths are considered enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel, and should be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end, we will be saving humankind from its worst enemy. Itself. Ad Victoriam! Ad Victoriam! Ad Victoriam! I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
I can see that. They're playing with fire, and we need to save them.
Exactly. I just hope we're here in time. I refuse to allow the mistakes of the past to be repeated. Brothers and sisters, the road behind has been long and fraught with difficulty. Each and every one of you has surpassed my expectations by rapidly facilitating our arrival in the Commonwealth. You have accomplished this amazing feat without a hint of purpose or direction. And most impressively, without question. Now that the ship is in position, it is time to reveal our purpose and our mission. Beneath the Commonwealth, there is a cancer, known as the Institute. A malignant growth that needs to be cut before it infects the surface. They are experimenting with dangerous technologies that could prove to be the world's undoing for the second time in recent history. The Institute scientists have created a weapon that transcends the destructive nature of the atom bomb. They call their creation the Synth. A robotic abomination of technology that is free-thinking and masquerades as a human being. This notion that a machine could be granted free will is not only offensive, but horribly dangerous. And like the atom, if it isn't harnessed properly, it has the potential of rendering us extinct as a species. I am not prepared to allow the Institute to continue this line of experimentation. Therefore, the Institute and their synths are considered enemies of the Brotherhood of Steel, and should be dealt with swiftly and mercilessly. This campaign will be costly, and many lives will be lost. But in the end, we will be saving humankind from its worst enemy. Itself. Ad Victoriam!
Ad Victoriam! Ad Victoriam!
Lancer Captain Kells is one of the finest officers I've ever had the pleasure of serving under.
Hi.
Liberating the Commonwealth is a huge responsibility, but we'll get the job done.
Sir.
I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
I can see that. They're playing with fire, and we need to save them.
Exactly. I just hope we're here in time. I refuse to allow the mistakes of the past to be repeated. I care about them, you know. The people of the Commonwealth.
Care about them? I thought we were preparing for war.
The Brotherhood is here to prevent a war, by starting one of our own. The difference is, our war won't reduce civilization to ashes.
What do you want from me?
I want you to start taking responsibility for this planet. To start making a difference. And from what I've read in Paladin Dance's reports, you've already begun that journey. Seeing as he's one of my most respected field officers, you couldn't get a better recommendation. Therefore, from this moment forward, I'm granting you the rank of Knight. And, befitting your title, we're granting you a suit of power armor to protect you on the field of battle. Wear it with pride.
I'll do my best to live up to it.
I'm certain that you will. In any event, once you're finished becoming familiar with the Prydwen and my staff, report to the flight deck for your new orders. Welcome aboard the Prydwen, soldier. Make us proud.
Internal monitoring active. Looks quiet.
you're needed elsewhere right now.
Congratulations on the promotion.
We can talk later.
Captain Kells.
I believe you're needed elsewhere right now. We can talk later.
Nothing to report right now, Knight.
Recon report. Knight Wagner recording. It appears the intel claiming the old CIT ruins house an entrance to the Institute was incorrect. My scouts and I spent days combing the location for a way in and turned up nothing other than a couple of minor casualties.
Help yourself.
Station keeping maintained. Thruster stable.
Superstructure integrity green. Hull plating stable.
Status report.
Green across the board, sir. Nothing new.
Good. Carry on, Knight. The Prydwen is a magnificent ship, and we're lucky to have her in our arsenal.
Hey.
Hesitating to pull the trigger on any of the Commonwealth scum can be fatal.
No matter how many battles we win, there's always another fight ahead of us.
Kellis KS 390LC Paladin Hudson. Priority communication, Lancer Captain Kellis, Elder Maxon. We picked up some disturbing news regarding the rise in super mutant activity near the Commonwealth, and Paladin Hudson has bravely volunteered to single-handedly investigate. This mission will take the Paladin deep into hostile territory, so he'll need all the support we can provide. I'm having Tegan give Paladin Hudson an ample supply of ammunition and make sure Ingram certifies that his power armor is in peak condition. I'm also allowing Paladin Hudson full use of one of our Vertibird gunships, so I'll have one prepped immediately. Once everything is ready, I'll meet you at the I'll meet Paladin Hudson on the flight deck so we can give him a proper send-off. I can't stress to you enough how dangerous this mission will be, so it's imperative that we provide the Paladin with all the support we can muster. Kellis KS 390LC Recon Squad. What is it? Recon Squad Archimedes? As requested, I'm providing you with all the current information we have on Recon Squad Archimedes. According to our records, we sent them into the Commonwealth approximately 3 years ago to perform a standard survey, beginning with the Malden area. We received a few reports from the team and then abruptly lost contact. Nothing in their communications indicate anything unusual, so we assumed either they've lost the ability to radio us or have been killed. The squad consisted of 7 soldiers under the command of Paladin Brandis, so they certainly had plenty of firepower, the experience required to survive a deep recon mission. I have several recon teams searching for Archimedes' whereabouts, but so far they've been unsuccessful. Ingram IG-444PR Prydwen concerns. As you know, in order to get Prydwen rapidly to the Commonwealth, I had my engineering team pull her older power plant and replace it with an updated fusion plant we pulled from that aircraft carrier wreckage. I was able to squeeze almost 100% efficiency from the new reactor, but the system is burning through our coolant supply faster than expected. As we've been docked over the airport, I've been able to deactivate the main engines to cool down the reactor, but we're still eating up coolant when we're in hover mode. We're eventually going to hit a point where we'll run out of coolant. If that happens, we need to put the Prydwen on the ground. I desperately need your help if you want to prevent that from happening. I'll be certain to provide you with the details in our next briefing. Cade CD 440KC Proctor Ingram. As required, I have sent over my evaluation of Proctor Ingram's capabilities in the field. In my professional opinion, Ingram is fully capable of handling field operations and would benefit any team fortunate enough to have her with the team. Before the Prydwen left the Capital Wasteland, I spent 6 months helping her design the power armor frame she's using to enhance her mobility. She's trained in the power armor rigorously and is fully qualified, actually more than qualified, to place with our ground troops. I've been treating wounded soldiers for almost 2 decades, and I've yet to see anyone that can match Ingram's level of commitment and determination. Confining her to the ship would be a waste of resources and a damn shame. Tegan TG477 PR Armored Jacket. You'll be pleased to know that work on the armored reinforcement plating for your jacket is complete. I'll be more than happy to send up a scribe to retrieve it when you're ready. The plating is fairly strong, but I think you'll appreciate how lightweight the entire jacket will feel once the modification is made. I've stress tested the plating, and it should help you resist different types of energy weapon fire, as well as the most ballistic threats. After you try it on, let me know if it's comfortable to wear long term or if I need to make any adjustments to the design.
In my experience, hotshots and big mouths end up with closed casket funerals.
Captain Kel's Terminal, Maxon MX110E, CP05. Captain, I need you to prepare the Prydwen for departure. Archivist Knox has completed the analysis of the energy readings we received from Paladin Dance's recon team and has concluded that they're being produced by the Institute. Knox is certain that the energy readings could only be produced by artificial means and only with an extreme advanced level of technology. Judging from the frequency of the readings, we both agree that some type of device or weapon is being deployed by the Institute, which means we need to head to the Commonwealth as soon as possible. I'm not certain what type of ploy the Institute is attempting to unleash upon the world, but I'll be damned if I'm going to stand by idly and let it happen. Ingram IG 444PR CP17. All stations are reporting green and all personnel are aboard the Prydwen. I've gone over her from the bow to stern and she's ready to depart. With all due respect, it would be helpful if you could let me know exactly where we're headed. It's difficult preparing this vessel properly, not knowing what type of environment we're flying her through. I am well aware that we're pointed north, but just how far are we going and what can we expect when we get there, Captain? Cade CD 440 CKC. Oh my god. CP25. Oh my god. As requested, I sent over my evaluation of Proctor Ingram's capabilities in the field. In my personal opinion, is fully capable, blah, 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 I believe. Yeah, we read that. Tegan. Now that we've arrived in the Commonwealth, I'd like to establish trade relations with the locals. I'm going to need a standard sweep and retrieval team, one of our vertebrates, in order to make that happen. There are several caravans that roam the Commonwealth, and we'll use the vertebrates to track them down. If any caravan gets jumped, we can swoop in and lend a hand and let them know that we're friendly eye in the sky. Since you can't normally buy that kind of protection from mercenaries, we can be certain to get the best prices and values for trades. I've used the same tactic in the Capital Wasteland and it worked wonders out. And it worked wonders. Out here, with the threat of the Institute looming over their heads, we'll have these merchants eating out of our hands.
Hey, what you got for me? Probably have something you can use.
Hey.
Point the way.
Grab anything useful.
That's a plan.
Check it out. See if there's anything there.
Can do.
Swallow this medicine, and you'll be right as rain in no time.
Heads up.
Shoot.
Take anything good.
Uh-huh.
Grab that.
Yep.
Get that.
Of course.
Pick that up.
Uh-huh.
Take that.
Of course.
Grab anything useful.
That's a plan.
Grab that.
Yep.
Feel free to use this terminal to unwind. I've disconnected it from the Prydwen's mainframe, but keep it clean or I'm shutting it down permanently. If you got a problem with that, keep it to yourself. Tegan, Ingram told me about the rec section under the main deck. I've contributed a few bottles of liquor and some cigarettes. But if I don't have an endless supply, if you need refills, come see me and we'll do a trade. Womack. If anyone's up for it, I'm organizing a little nighttime feral hunt that's strictly off the books. I don't give a damn about the synths. These ghouls are disgusting and we need to keep thinning them out before they infest the entire Commonwealth. I'm pretty sure we could start with the Cambridge crater. See me if you're interested. Delacroix. McLaren got his soup wiped out trying to drop from the top of Trinity Tower. So the current record holder is still Petrus? With his Prydwen to go ground drop. Remember, no leg armor mods allowed. Just a clean jump with standard T60. And you have to be able to walk away. No exceptions. Flores. I don't remember who was asking, but someone was looking for Mirelurk eggs on my last patrol. We swept through Neoset Park and I saw a few nests, but Kellis can carry a ton of gear. If you want to head up there, I'm sure you can pick up some eggs for yourself.
Thank you, sister. You wouldn't have to worry about them getting out. Your concerns are noted, Scribe. Give Proctor Ingram my thanks for letting me borrow you.
If you're looking for ammunition or weapon mods, Proctor Tegan might have what you need.
Feel free to have a look at the specimens, but please don't touch anything. I refuse to be held responsible if you are injured.
Are all these creatures yours?
Well, they're an important part of my research, if that's what you mean. I'm on the cusp of discovering how these creatures' bodies have adapted to the radiation that's infiltrated their habitats. If I can crack the code, I can equip our troops with a protective compound far superior to Rad-X.
What do you mean, crack the code?
The genetic code. The DNA sequences that are in every living thing. You see, the ionizing radiation left behind by the Great War kills because it damages most living things on a cellular level. However, after several generations, these creatures' bodies have adapted by altering their genetic makeup to prevent cellular disruption. I believe I've discovered how I can replicate that genetic restructuring rapidly. Instead of decades, I can do it in moments. For a short period of time, anyway.
Why alter it for a short period of time? Why not do it permanently?
Attempting to alter the genetic code permanently? That's too close to what happened with FEV and Spawn, the super mutant. I'm not willing to take a chance like that. I wish I could show you a sample at the compound, but unfortunately I've hit a stumbling block preventing me from synthesizing a sample. The specimens I've already captured can only produce so much blood and genetic material. If I try and harvest too much, they'll die. What I need are more samples of blood from the creatures roaming the Commonwealth.
Will I get some of that new compound you're developing?
If I make a breakthrough, you'll be the first person I give it to. After I've tested it on myself, of course. I've modified your Pip-Boy to scan the corpse of any freshly killed creature that has the proper type of blood in its body. All you have to do is pick up any viable sample and bring it back to me. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this for me. It's nice to know I'm not the only person in the Brotherhood with an open mind.
Carry food with you or you'll end up eating some pretty questionable things to stay alive.
Outright me or not, don't touch the experiments.
Experimental hybrid log. Oh my god. Experiment log 10. I don't know. Proctor Quinlan's teams continues to bring in samples of the local flora. They seem fairly corrupted by radiation, but some of them have promising properties. So we'll continue to study them. Our ultimate goal is to cultivate enough hybrids to increase our heteroic yield. If we can do that, we may be able to cultivate new species and create viable alternatives to our dependency on man-made resources. 15. I had a bit of an unexpected find today. One of our field scribes brought a small root he found at the mouth of the river. Normally I wouldn't hold high hopes for such a small specimen, but the root is displaying chemical properties I've never seen before. I'm not sure anything will come of it, but it is certainly worth experimenting on. 17. My new experimental root is doing surprisingly well. I've managed to graft pieces of it onto some hardier stock. and we've yielded a strong leafy plant with thick roots. While I am certain of the full applications for my new hybrid, I did a chemical test, and it seems safe to ingest. On a whim, I boiled the plant in some water and discovered that it makes an oddly good tea. 22. When I entered the botany area this morning, I couldn't believe my eyes. My experimental root had started growing. After running a battery of tests, I am 100% certain this isn't radiation, but some sort of bioluminescence. I intend to continue glowing. I said growing. I am 100% certain this isn't radiation, but some sort of bioluminescence. I intend to continue my tests to see what we can get out of this little monster. One of my fellow scribes suggested I probably shouldn't drink tea made from the leaves anymore, but it's really great tea. I still don't see the harm. 26. After some debate, I've decided to name my discovery Glow Leaf. Ingesting the plant must have restorative properties, because I feel healthier than ever. After a few of the scribes on the laboratory team, I think I'm getting addicted to it. But what the hell do they know? Anyone who tells me I can't have a cup of my Glow Leaf tea can stuff it. 33. Senior botany scribe has been resigned. Oh my god.
Have you ever fired a minigun? Chews through ferrules like paper.
Right, personal notes. I'm not reading the entry numbers. As we've been traveling towards the Commonwealth, I've been preparing a makeshift laboratory in the rear cargo hold of the Predwin. When we arrived, Quinlan says he'd be sending out several patrols with the express purpose of collecting viable field specimens. My job is to oversee the dissection and study of anything the patrol brings aboard. I've always agreed with the notion that the quickest way to learn your enemy's weakness is by examining them from the inside out. I hope I don't have to wait too terribly long to put that notion to the test. Quinlan's collection teams have already brought super mutants and synth specimens aboard. I've collected a fair bit of data from their remains, but I have yet to discover anything that will give our soldiers an advantage in the field. As far as the super mutant specimens go, they're quite different from the strains presented in the Capital Wasteland, so most of our anatomical records require updates, which takes time. And the synth specimens, they're a complete mystery. The models we've recovered are almost entirely mechanized, so I've been coordinating with Proctor Ingram since she's our resident robotics expert. I suppose it's only a matter of time before I have some answers. In the meantime, I'm going to begin working on a special project of my own design. I brought several mole rat specimens aboard for my special project. I'm convinced that the key to unlocking improved radiation resistance is in tenacious little critters like these. If they've learned to adapt to the radiation blanketing the Commonwealth, with a little help, we can too. I know most of the crew thinks I'm crazy, but I'm certain that I'm on the right track. I just need as many viable blood samples as possible to make my theory a reality, which is difficult right now since Maxon has most of our teams sweeping for technology. I'll see what I can do with my mole rat specimens, but I'm not sure if it will be enough. I've run into a stroke of luck today. One of our new recruits has agreed to do a little field research for me and bring back as many viable blood samples as they could find. I was even more fortunate as they possessed a Pip-Boy. I could modify it to extract the blood from whatever creatures they killed during their mission. Now all I have to do is wait until our new recruit returns with my special project can continue in earnest. Ridwell Intermail Quinlan. While I'm pleased that you're settling into your new role as our medical examiner, I'm a bit dismayed that your attention appears to be focused on your own personal projects. The dissection and experimentation of the super mutants and synth corpses need to be your top priority, and don't make me regret placing you in charge of the laboratory. Nira and I have plenty of other scribes waiting in line who are just itching for you to fail. Reese, I'm sending the mole rats that you asked for on the next vertibird flight from the police station. I have no idea what you want them for. Those things bite, they crap all over the place. It was a pain in the ass to collect them alive, so you better have that case of whiskey, as you promised, ready for the return flight after the pilot drops them off. As far as getting a Brahmin up there, you can forget it. I talked to the pilot, and he refuses to shove one of those disgusting things into his ship. Ellis, I've been informed by several members of the crew that you've been keeping several mole rat specimens in the laboratory area of the ship. While I can appreciate their value as biological specimens, I'm sure you understand that these creatures are filthy and emit an unpleasant odor in an enclosed space such as our hull. I'll permit you to keep them if you can assure me you'll have Procter Ingram develop some sort of ventilation system to help you mitigate the smell. Try and remember that you're sharing a space with people who have to eat and sleep, Scribe. I expect a full report by the end of the week.
Technology's in good hands with the Brotherhood. I know.
Unless you like getting shot, never turn your back on a gun.
Never forget, you are the eyes and the ears of the Brotherhood. If you see or hear anything suspicious, it is your duty to report it immediately. We live in enemy territory now. Your vigilance could mean the difference between life and death. Understood?
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Good. Ad Victorium, Squires.
Ad Victorium! Ad Victorium!
Dismissed.
Squire?
I flew on a vertibird one time. The pilot even let me fire the minigun a few times. That was the best day ever.
If you find any technical documents, you should bring them to Proctor Quinlan for analysis.
Hey there.
I'd gladly lay down my...
Proctor Ingram said she needed this suit tested yesterday.
Yeah, I get it. Just... what if I miss?
Don't.
Okay, sure. Firing. Everything holding together?
Trust me, you'd know.
Good. Firing!
All right. It looks nominal. And you didn't scuttle the ship.
If Elder Maxon ordered me to follow him to the gates of hell, I'd be the first one to kick them open.
How did it look out there?
We've got a lot of work ahead of us,
Dance.
There you are. How did it go with Elder Maxon?
Maxon seems so young compared to everyone else. You're okay with that?
Don't let his age fool you. Maxon's a brilliant tactician, a formidable warrior, and possesses an idealistic vision for the future of the Brotherhood. I'd follow him anywhere, without question.
Why are you so confident in his abilities?
A decade ago, the Brotherhood had almost gone completely astray. The Elder before Maxon sent us down a path that was leading nowhere. He was more concerned about charity than the preservation of technology. But when Maxon took over, he single-handedly reprioritized the Brotherhood from the ground up and put us back on the path to glory. This ship and its crew are a testament to his leadership.
He's a very dedicated man. It sounds like he stands behind everything he's saying.
Of course he does. How could he afford not to? I just hope you appreciate how much of a chance I'm taking, bringing you into the fold this quickly. Not to put too fine a point on it, but if you screw up, we go down together.
I won't let you down, Danse. I promise.
Good. Now, I know you're eager to hop into a suit of power armor and take the fight to the Institute. But first things first. In order to be an effective part of the team, you need to learn your way around this ship and get to know its crew. Since I've been officially assigned to you as your sponsor, I'd recommend taking me along with you.
Do you need to come with me now?
It might help if I tagged along with you. On the other hand, you might want to make your first impression without a paladin standing over your shoulder. It's up to you.
Sounds good. Let's go.
Outstanding.
Maxon might appear compassionate, but I can assure you, the Institute will face his wrath.
Call me old-fashioned.
Hey, Piper.
Heading my way?
Boots on the ground.
You know what? Never mind.
You know where to find me.
Don't let Ingram catch you standing around. You'll be on report before you can blink.
My duty shift was long.
There. Try it now.
Nothing. I was supposed to report 10 minutes ago. If you can't fix it...
I can fix it. You're the one who decided to kick your way through a fire.
So, you're the new recruit I heard about.
Got it.
Huh, not what I was expecting.
Thanks, brother. I owe you.
Sounds like you're disappointed.
I'm not disappointed, just surprised. You don't look like one of the usual wastelanders we pick up. Anyway, since you came down here to meet me, we may as well get it over with. My name's Ingram, and this lovely little grease pit is where you'll usually find me. If your power armor's too tight in the crotch, the Prydwen's about to crash into the ground, or a robot's gone haywire, you come see me.
Sounds like you have a pretty full plate.
Plate? Hell, I have a whole table's worth of duties around here. There isn't a day that goes by on this tub without 5 or 6 things breaking down. And since I'm stuck in this rig, I'm not quite as spry as I used to be. The work tends to pile up.
You feel like telling me how you ended up that way?
That's a little personal, don't you think?
Would it help if I promised not to tell anyone else?
Okay, okay. Get you off my back about it. I was fighting with the Brotherhood in the Capital Wasteland. Worked at a staging area for the power armor troops. Our position was along a ridge line overlooking the battlefield. I'd say it was a 100-foot drop, give or take.
That's quite a drop.
The enemy had no way of getting to us up there. It was a perfect liftoff point for the vertibirds. To make a long story short, the ridge I was standing on took a hit from a nuke. Sheared most of the cliff right off, and caused the platform I was standing on to tumble over the side. If I hadn't been test piloting one of the power armor suits at the time, I would have died.
Your power armor helped you survive the fall?
Yeah, it took the brunt of the impact. But I don't know if I'd call it surviving. The suit was trashed after it landed, and I lost both of my legs. Haven't walked since. Anyway, I'm sure you're here to get your hands on some power armor. There's a pretty decent T-60 suit sitting in Bay 3 that's all yours. The left leg actuator's a bit sticky, but it'll keep the creeps off of you. Oh, and if you need any work done on it, feel free to use the workshops around here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to work.
Welcome aboard, sister.
Step forward, Knight. Even though they've locked me in this blasted cage, I promise that I won't bite.
Looks uncomfortable in there.
It's not that bad. Now, this is the stowage depot, and I, as you probably already guessed, am the ship's quartermaster, Proctor Tegan. The powers that be have me locked in here, so I can keep an eye on the Brotherhood's valuables. If you need to stock up on supplies before you head out on a mission, this is the place to buy them.
Wait, buy them? Since when does the military sell equipment to its own soldiers?
Since someone dropped a whole bunch of bombs and blew up every single factory that manufactured weapons and ammunition. Keeping the Brotherhood supplied takes caps, and everyone contributes to the cause. The good news is by having a constant flow of caps, I'm able to buy whatever you bring me. Yeah, I'm mostly interested in weapons, but I'll take anything useful. Of course, if you're just looking to make a few caps on the side, I might have some extra work for you to do.
What sort of extra work are we talking about?
Oh, no. It's nothing like you're thinking. It just involves a little bit of heavy lifting and interacting with the local farms. And since I'm stuck up here manning this one-man zoo, I need someone to do the legwork for me. After you're done with the meet and greet, we can discuss the details. In the meantime, if you ever need anything else, a gun, a mod, even ammo, you just let me know.
Watch your step on the flight deck. It's a long way down.
Can you tell Kells if he wants things fixed, he needs to keep the damn ship steady?
Ah, good. You're finally here. Just set the books down anywhere. I'll get to them as soon as I can.
What are you doing with all these books?
I suppose I could stop working for a moment to address your question.
Which books contain pertinent information?
Technical volumes, repair manuals, design philosophies, medical research. Anything that enhances the Brotherhood's knowledge. That's why I consider everything else a waste of paper.
Whatever suits you.
Expanding the technological knowledge of the Brotherhood is what suits me, since it's obvious that you aren't who I was expecting. Would you mind telling me why you're here?
Maxon wanted me to meet the crew. You were next on my list.
Ah, yes. You must be the new recruit described in Paladin Dance's report. Under normal circumstances, I'd provide you with a proper orientation of my department. However, I'm woefully behind setting up research patrols and getting bombarded with requests for technical documentation. Unfortunately, I'm lacking the personnel needed to get the job done.
What type of technical documentation are you looking for?
The Brotherhood is primarily interested in collecting information that might assist us with our current mission. Medical records, science journals, weapon schematics. If it contains any type of useful data, we need to get our hands on it.
Maybe I could lend a hand.
That would be splendid. As you patrol the Commonwealth, Keep your eyes open for blueprints, memos, manuals, books, charts. Anything containing useful technical data. I'm authorized to pay you for each bundle of documents that you recover. And if you wish to be assigned to a research patrol, I have plenty of them waiting to be filled. In any event, it was a pleasure to meet you, Knight.
Glad you finally stopped by, soldier. Are you ready for your medical exam?
What kind of medical exam? I feel fine.
There's nothing to be alarmed about. I just have a few simple questions about your medical history. It's my responsibility to make sure that you don't bring anything up here that could pose a threat to the crew. I'm going to ask you a series of medical-related questions, and I'd like you to answer me to the best of your ability. First question. As a child, were you ever exposed to radiation for an extended period of time?
Wouldn't Vault-Tech's screening process have caught this already?
Vault-Tech's screening process? Let me check my notes here. You were a Vault dweller? You're probably healthier than anyone else aboard. Anyway, sorry I missed that in your records. Just going down the list of questions. I'm sure you understand. Okay, second question. Have you ever had or come in contact with a person confirmed to be carrying a communicable disease?
Have you had problems with the crew catching diseases?
Well, yes, actually. It's not unusual for our recon teams to stumble across contaminated environments or disease-carrying creatures. We don't want a single crewman infecting the entire ship. Anyway, this exam is about you, so have you had or come in contact with anyone carrying a communicable disease?
Never been seriously sick in my life.
Good, good. Third question. And please, answer honestly. Have you ever had sexual relations with any species considered non-human?
That happens often enough for you to have a question about it?
You'd be surprised how many Wastelanders answer yes to that question. Fortunately, the Brotherhood finds that type of behavior absolutely distasteful. Since you haven't spent too much time in the Wasteland, I'll assume your answer is no. Last question. Would you have any problems pulling the trigger on an enemy of the Brotherhood, whether they're human, formerly human, or machine?
That's more of a morals question, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I feel that the mental state of the crew is just as important as the physical. Anyone that hesitates firing in combat due to misguided moral standards certainly isn't Brotherhood material. So what about you? Would you have a problem with it?
If my life's in danger, I'll do whatever it takes to defend myself.
That's an acceptable answer, and the most common. Excellent. I think I've got all the information I need. I see no reason to prevent you from beginning your duties immediately. If you ever need medical assistance, you let me know.
I gotta disappear for the night. To anybody who stopped by and gave a watch, thank you so much. I hope anybody out there has a good night.
Waiting until.